Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
94 is the mic. 94 is the mic. Too little, Cupcake. 26.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 2nd and 12, Prescott. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 45-yard line. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Prescott from the gun, escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack at 2nd and 20. Now Prescott under pressure again, and down he goes again. It's a safety blitz and a sack for Earl Thomas.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Come on, fellas. Check out. 675. Watch the flood. Watch the flood. Watch the flood.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's got room. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Come on now. Let's go.
It's a big play there for the Lions. 47 yards. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. From the gun, here's Love. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you get the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up second down.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Rashawn Gary in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. And his kick is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Come on out here. Come get
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Yo.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Prescott, he's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And able to find Dorsett. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Let's go.
Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Here we go. 7, 57. Target. Here we go. Going to 54. Watch the
On first down, this is McCaffrey. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short game. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Phillip Dorsett, the intended receiver. But now it'll be third down. The Bears on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yep. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Julio Jones. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears have taken the lead. It took a pretty big risk right there going for it on 4th down, but hey, not only did they get the first down, forget about that, they got in the end zone.
Yeah, because normally you're just thinking, can I get enough yardage to get it past the sticks and pick up a first down? Instead, they go for the end zone and get it done with no margin for error. Remember, 4th down, they went for it.
Let's go, baby.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
Oh, yeah.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional win. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
12. 56 the mic, boys. 56. Check 56. Coming.
A shotgun snap for Luck. This for his running back, McCoy. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Looking to throw. Prescott. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Love. This will be caught by Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Now a first down throw. Love. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now it's Luck. Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down.
Check 13. Check 13.
Out of the gun, Luck. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Intended for Dallas Goedert. Incomplete.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first, now this from 43. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
You ain't going
and
nowhere.
all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 54. Yards.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to throw, Luff. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On second down, here's a run with Mack. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
All 9 points for him coming via the field goal, and this last one puts him out in front.
All the field goals are great, but you know I'm going to get pessimistic here, right? Because you've got to score touchdowns to win games in the NFL. I just wonder if all these field goals, great now, I wonder if they'll come back and haunt them later on.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
94 is the mic. 94 is the mic. You must be getting me. 94 is the mic. 94 is the mic.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. He finds Dorsett. It's complete.
Never make the mistake that these slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. 94 is the mic. 94 is the mic. I'm coming after you.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Philip Dorsett, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
14, Lions 9. Justin Tucker set to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. Anyways, they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive down with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Luck. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
That's taken on the 25. A good return there. Call it 13 yards.
Here we go.
And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 37-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Complete to Jones. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep fighting.
And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And he's got Fitzgerald. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Prescott going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Prescott now. It's complete. It's Fitzgerald. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. We're going to 53.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 15-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Tucker's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
That's it, baby. We got work.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to come from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He's back to throw. He completes this one to Mack. And he will finally be taken down up at the 48. A big play there for Detroit. 42 yards. Got a man. It's Brown. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He goes full extension, and he's got it. The end result, 21 yards. And 2 big plays, one after the other. Now, all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Derwin James with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Check. Tighten up.
This is McCaffrey. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Let's go.
A big play, 3rd and 2. This crowd dying for a stop.
Hey, check. Kill. Watch out. 66, bullet, high, switch.
Here's Prescott. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You better talk to your boy.
Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because We were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Chicago, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2, and they will head back home next week.